Anyways, do you guys hear about the Bad Bunny thing? Any Bad Bunny fans? You guys know how MAGA is really mad right now about the whole Bad Bunny thing, and they're like tweaking out. It's quite comical. So Bad Bunny is playing at the Super Bowl, which I never even like pay attention to these things because I don't give a fuck about football, to be for real. But I know a lot of you guys care about football. So they said for next year, Bad Bunny is going to play at the Super Bowl halftime show. And they're really upsetty spaghetti. Not really a fan, but the outrage is dumb. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand the outrage at all. I'm like, he's a massive artist. He's considered very talented. And he's playing at this, like, what isn't the point just that, like, an entertaining person plays? People go to Super Bowls, they don't care about football. You're not a Baltimore Ravens fan? I hate sports, especially football. Josh Johnson posted a funny stand-up video about MAGA and Bad Bunny. Yeah, no, let me show you guys. So, like, they're just upsetty spaghetti because Bad Bunny has always been, like, pretty openly, like, anti-Trump, which, you know, he's based for. So, yeah, it says, Donald Trump says Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl is absolutely ridiculous. Even though I've never heard of him, I don't know who he is. As if, like, we would expect a 70-something-year-old man to be hip on, you know, music and what's popular right now. I don't listen to him personally because I don't know much about him, but he seems cool and everything. It's just not like my genre really. Oh, okay, he said, yeah, the NFL just chose the Bad Bunny rabbit or whatever his name is. Kelly told Trump, this is the guy who hates ICE, doesn't like you. He accuses everything he doesn't like of racism. LOL. An old white man hip, yeah. Is he still dating Kendall Jenner? That's what I don't know. I remember like people were like memeing on their relationship in like a lighthearted way because people are like, don't they have a language barrier? So it was kind of like cute to think about how that was going. Might break a hip, yeah, maybe. But no, I'm like, Bad Bunny's based. He said that he wouldn't, so when he had his world tour, he skipped the US completely because he didn't want ICE to be posted up outside of his shows, because you know how they've been posting up in front of, like, they've even been going to people's like immigration hearings and grabbing them there, even though those people are like literally doing the proper thing and going through the process correctly, because you know they're just targeting Latino people. So he didn't do a show, he didn't do any US shows. Instead he did 30 Puerto Rico shows, which brought a bunch of money to Puerto Rico, and he's Puerto Rican and everything. So, you know, MAGA's triggered by that. He said, if you want to see me come to PR. And another thing is, like, I mean, I assume against their will, but like Puerto Rico is a territory of the US. Like Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. So like, I mean, he's an American. MAGA crew is so challenged. They don't realize that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory. As people are all U.S. Exactly. Like, they're literally U.S. citizens. So I'm just like, you know, they just don't want to admit that their problem is that he's not white and he stands up against, you know, ICE being shit and everything. But it is kind of surprising, honestly, that the NFL chose him because everything is leaning so, like, MAGA extremist. Like, didn't the NFL, like, do a memorial or, like, a stand or some shit for Charlie Kirk? Puerto Ricans have U.S. passports. Yeah, no, they're Americans. Reggaeton started in Colombia, though. Probably why they want to crack down. I see. Yeah, I'm not super hip to the reggaeton genre, but I'm curious to see his halftime show. I mean, like, the Kendrick halftime show was last year, that one was very powerful and definitely called out the administration. So, seems like someone in there is getting good performers. Some NFL teams did a memorial. Most of the teams that did it lost that week. Yeah, because they were cursed. They were cursed. He performed at the Super Bowl already? No, so the news popped off because Bad Bunny just got, like, I guess, hired. They decided he is the dude who is going to perform next year. There's like a video on it. I wonder how much he gets paid. Like, it must be like a dumb amount of money, dude. Like a stupid
Bad Bunny is headlining next year's Super Bowl.
Headlining
MAGA world is crashing out. Now, Benito has been a MAGA lightning rod for years, from blasting Trump's agenda to his commitment to Spanish only
Yeah,
lyrics
is he
to
still dating
gender
Kendall Jenner? I
fluid
don't know.
fashion on the red carpet. So when the NFL tapped
Oh
him for
yeah,
the
he be
halftime show,
cross-dressing and
it
shit.
was a
Good for
big
him.
deal. But now things are going even further and concerning. Corey Lewandowski, senior advisor to Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem,
Oh God,
he went
Kristi
on the
Noem.
Benny Show, where conservative podcaster Benny Johnson asked
Lars
if
doesn't get paid.
ICE
He
would
doesn't
be
get
present.
paid?
Here's what he said.
There is
Are you
nowhere
serious?
that you can provide safe haven to people who are in this country illegally, not the Super Bowl and nowhere else. We will find you, we will apprehend you, we will put you in a detention facility, and we will deport you.
Bad Bunny has already flagged these concerns himself.
Yeah,
In an
he's
interview
afraid that,
with
like,
ID
they're gonna try and
Magazine,
deport people
he
after the Super
admitted
Bowl.
skipping a U.S. tour for his latest album because he feared.
And I mean, they've literally grabbed U.S. citizens, so. Super Bowl performers don't get paid that much at all. The promo they get for your Super Bowl is way worth it. I guess so, but that kind of, I still feel like they should be paid for performing. That kind of seems like a cop-out. Joseph refused to do Super Bowl because they won't pay her. Yeah, that is a very her thing to do. It seems like Super Bowl's a holy event for MAGA, seriously. But yeah, I guess you're saying NFL doesn't run the halftime show. It's put on by Joe Lewis and produced by, sponsored by Apple. He's worked for production for the Super Bowl halftime. I see. Okay, that makes sense because I know that like the NFL is so like intertwined with MAGA, all that. So I was surprised that like they keep having like these like based artists like Bad Bunny or Kendrick. But it makes sense now. Like I said, I don't know anything about football. Right now, I think like Super Bowl tickets cost $18K. What illegal immigrant's gonna go there? Yeah, but the thing is, like, they've even detained people that are legal. Like, this has happened. Like, we've been seeing this happen. So, they're just targeting people. Let ICE come to Super Bowl. How many undocumented people have Super Bowl tickets? But yeah, probably not that many, but we'll see. After Bad Bunny, there's no more large artists to do performances. I feel like there's tons of large artists. We'll see how the crowd does. Real question is, which NFL player would be down to walk around on a leash looking mildly confused? Oh. They're going to take you after rich people can afford to pay thousands. Well, the thing is, they're not going to detain rich people because they wouldn't do that. Like, rich people are protected by their wealth, by their connections. But what I'm saying is, like, citizenship anymore in, like, this lawless land we're in does not protect you anymore. Like, we've seen a million instances now of people being detained, maybe not deported yet, or I'm not sure, but detained, grabbed as citizens. I mean, for example, the Chicago raids a week ago or something, they raided this entire apartment complex in Chicago, drug all these people out of their beds, including children, zip tied them, left them on the side of the street. They were U.S. citizens. And their reasoning for doing that was like, oh, we have to look up if you're citizens. Because they said they thought there was some illegal Venezuelans in the building or something, which I don't even think they found. So like, why could they do that to those people, even though those people were U.S. citizens? Because, yeah, they were poor black people. But yes, assumably, if Super Bowl tickets cost that much, no one that they would want to target would be there because everyone there would have that bag. And they're not going to try and target rich people. They only are experimenting with their ways on poor people for now. Technically, they get paid $1. Why? Because they legally have to get paid something. Dude, who pays $18K for a suit? Like, maybe I just don't get it. Like, are any of you guys that into football? Like, I feel like if I made $1 million a year, it would be hard for me to justify that much money to spend on like any one just like show or game, Spirit of America is in a pretty bad place. It's in an awful place. I've seen people complain he's not from the USA, which he is. Where is their energy when this was Coldplay's European ass was performing? Exactly. Like, Bad Bunny's American. He's Puerto Rican. He holds a U.S. passport. They just care that he's not white. Rock Nation chooses who perform. I see. Let me see what the range, because there has to be some cheaper Super Bowl tickets. Have any of you guys actually been? Out of curiosity, how is it? How much do Super Bowl tickets? Okay, so they range from $3,000 to over $20,000. So like, if you made an okay living and you went to treat yourself, like a person who bought a $3,000 ticket, if that was like their one treat for the year, isn't necessarily like stacked. That's kick-ass vacation money. Exactly, Adventure Fabs. Dude, what a name. No, I could never just be like, yeah, let me spend $15,000 on this ticket instead of like, dude, you could have a banger trip in Japan for that amount of money. Like, last time I went to Japan on a budget, I spent like $2,500 for like 2 weeks because I got a free Airbnb. But even with the Airbnb, if I had to pay for it, it would not have been anywhere near that. Like, dude, imagine what you could do in Japan or anywhere else with that. Rather travel abroad, exactly. That's why, like, I'm never interested in Disney. I'm like, you could go on like a cheap foreign vacation for the same price as Disney. So you don't care about football. If you cared or something enough and you made $1 million a year, you clearly do. No, it's like, okay, say like I was the ticket to see my favorite artist in the world was that amount of money and I cared so much, I still wouldn't do it because it's just wasteful. I just see it as wasteful, like that type of exorbitant spending. It's the same way as if I was a multi-millionaire, I had $100 million to my name. I'm not buying a $300,000 Hermes bag, even if I can afford it. It just feels dumb. Like, it's just like, why? Like, nothing can provide that level of value. I just think it's egregious. They go there all week, not any worse than some festivals, but then they have to pay for like a week of hotels on top of the $3K ticket. Disney's very overrated. I mean, I'm sure I'll go one day. I would be down to go to like Disney Universal if like I could stream it and I was able to like get like good content out of it. Like Selena and I were talking about that one time. But I would feel like I would want to like have it pay me back somehow.